Hey everybody. Welcome back to Darvanalee Design Studio. For those that don't know, my name is Nicole and today we are here for some slow stitching Saturday. Sorry, just checking to make sure that everything is working on my mobile, so that's the echo you just heard. I have not crafted for a while and it has been a hot minute since I've been here, and I know a lot of you have missed me and all the things, but I woke up this morning and decided, you know what, I feel like doing some slow stitching. So I thought, why not do a live stream and bring you along with me? So I'm working on the Birdsville Cushion. This is episode 23. I have just been slowly working on this on the channel. So I have taken it a couple of times to stitching on the weekends and everything like that. But yeah, for the most part, I am just been stitching this on the channel. So let me know in the comments if you can hear me. While you're there, don't forget to give me a thumbs up as well to welcome me back to the crafting channel. If you don't know, I'm actually also do a lot of stuff over in the book community on Dusty Book Sniffers. We have a massive event happening over there at the moment, so that has taken a lot of my time in the last couple of months. And also, you know, just family stuff and everything. Savannah is finishing up her third year in uni, and Lee is working and doing all the things. So yeah, don't forget to share this video as well with some of your crafty friends. And yeah, let's get the party started, as they say, and get some stitches into the Birdsville Cushion. I'm just going to share this with a group of my friends and let them know that I am that I'm live streaming. That's on the BookTube channel. So yeah, it's been a hot minute. Some of you have probably been wondering where I've been. I'll get into that in a little bit and let you know. Yeah, so let me just send that off to my friends. And let me go and put that in my Discord as well for my bookish peeps, because they love to see me crafting as well. Yeah, so all the things. It was a very impromptu decide to stream this morning. So there's that. So yeah. And so I thought, you know what? Why not? Why the heck not? So how has everybody been? I have been super busy with family and all the things. So, all right, that is there. Now let me go over to Facebook. Haven't been in the group for ages either. You think I would have done all this before, right? But anyway, some things just don't change, right? Excuse me. There we go. I'm just looking for it. So, all right, it's going to be pretty casual. Some of you probably don't like that sort of thing, but anyway, it's going to be pretty casual this morning. So yeah. All right, so this is the Birdsville Cushion. Sorry about the glare. I can't do much about that. Let me just get rid of those headphones so I don't rip the microphone off. But that's what it's going to look like when it's done. So you can see I've got a fair bit done. I have been slowly chipping away at this. And so you can see here all the top. I think I've got just about everything stitched down as far as the leaves go. So today I'm going to do a little bit more stitching down the bottom just to get rid of the pins. But all of this is now stitched down. I've just got to do all the fancy work on it. So let me just bring you a little bit closer so you can see. We've got some fancy work here that we've got to get done. So all the leaves have to have that. Ouch, there's pins in it everywhere, and that's what I want to get rid of so I can stop sticking myself. And so yeah, so then there's some fancy work that's got to go onto those as well. So let me just bring up one that I've already done so you can see here. Let me just move it. It's not a perfect scenario to live stream with this one, but you can see here there's a lot of stuff on this that like the clouds keep coming over, and I had perfect lighting before. So I've got like French knots to do, and I've got long and short stitches and all that sort of stuff. So we've got lots and lots to do on this. I have finally got these down at the bottom of the tree. So we've got the little peacock down. So we've got lots of little components to that, as you can see. So I've got pins holding everything down. So yeah, and to stage. Sorry about that. I bumped the remove. Let me just get my mouse off that, and then that shouldn't do that. I do apologize for that. Let me get rid of the mouse, and then that way I won't bump it. All right, so yeah, so I've got a line that goes right across this that has to have all little bits of, and I'll just bring it up here so you can see it here, all little bits of felt put down to make like a garden. So I've drawn that line, and that way I was able to put my little peacock in place. So that's what I've done. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. I'm very excited about it, to get some more stitching into this. It's a slow project. Like, I'm not in any rush to do anything with it. So yeah, so I'm sort of just, cruising along with it, and that way it gets done. Hey, Jessica, how you going? Thanks for dropping by. So these are one of my projects that you probably haven't seen before, that I work on. So it's called wool felt appliqué. So this is all wool felt, and I'm now stitching it all down. So it is going to be a wall hanging. I have decided that it's going to be a wall hanging rather than a cushion. So yeah, and yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how it's all turning out. And if you've been around for a while, you've probably seen this at some stage. I will be crafting today, but I have my goal from yesterday to complete. Yes, there's all the goals. I am currently reading a lot of books at the moment for the NetGalley November readathon that's going on over on the BookTube community. And yeah, so I have just I completed my 11th book last night, and I've just started my 12th last night, which is an audio book, but I'll do a bit of that a bit later. I probably won't actually read anything until Monday now. I've got a lot of filming to do apart from this today, so I want to get all of that done. So yeah, all right, let me get rid of my phone and get that off the table so I don't drop that anywhere. So we'll put that onto there. And so just one more look at the picture. That's what it's going to look like. So as I said, I'm at the point now where I am going to be stitching all of these down and then doing the fancy work. So I figured that, on the days, is it going to be every week? Probably not, but I'm going to endeavour to get this finished. I don't think I'll get it finished by the end of the year, but as I said, I am going to frame this now. So yeah, there was so much work in the leaves. So for anybody that's seen the first few episodes, I did a lot of the stitching of the leaves, the fancy work on them. I did them in hand, and as you can see, my fingers are not the slimmest fingers, and so my chunky little thumbs and fingers got in the way, so it was really hard to do that. So that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to put it all down, and then I can just stitch it down. So I'll be able to just, do the fancy work in hand and all that sort of stuff, because I do a lot of my embroidery in hand. A lot of people say that that's weird to do that, but that's how I was taught. So yeah, it makes it hard when you're taught that way to try and do it another way, and it just doesn't work. So let me just, I'm not going to be putting the comments up on the comment on the screen because they are already coming up by themselves. So I'm just going to read them from there, and I'm just making sure that I can see them. Okay. All right. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. This week I hit 40,000 subscribers here on the craft channel, which absolutely floored me. Like, I was just absolutely shocked by that. All right, so I do have my little kit here, so let me grab a little finger pad. I've got my scissors out. Grab some finger pads out. I think I've got needles in that. No, I don't. All right, there must be a needle in here somewhere. No, there's some floss. That's not helpful. All right, where are all my needles at? Oh, don't tell me I pulled them all out. No, I didn't. There they are. It's hiding. There it is. I stubbed it down into that. So these are all the colours that I've just pulled out. There was no sort of colour chart for it or anything like that. I just pulled these colours out. I'm using CXC floss, which is a floss that I get off AliExpress. It's comparable to DMC, like the numbers match for DMC. They might be a slight, slightly off colour. I don't know if these are sharp scissors or not, so I'll grab out my other ones that I definitely know that are sharp, and I'll grab out my little threader there. So originally this was supposed to be a cushion. I decided that I am going to do it as a wall hanging because I am, that's not helpful. That's stuck there. So I decided that I'm going to just turn this into a wall hanging and go from there, because I can just see people ending up wrecking it. So yeah, by sitting on it. So I don't want that. All right, let me just have a look. Who's here? We've got Amber Lee. Welcome in, Amber Lee. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate that. Just Kiwi's finished Hagtail and gave it 5 stars. Going to be crafting a few reviews. Nicely done. And Lils has also joined us as well. Hey, Lils, how you going? I want to finish my crochet a baby blanket, so this stream will be fun to craft with you. Yes, it is. That's a great idea to do that. That way you can get some stuff done. I often just go and sit on people's streams as well and all the things. Now, I did pull out the purple for a reason. And the floss for a reason. I think I'm going to go with that one, 550. And I also need a light purple. Nope, that's too pink. What do we got going on in here? Do we have any light purple up there? No. So we'll have to do that one. And of course I don't have any floss cards in here, which is handy. Handy. All right, let me just sit that across there. Hopefully that won't change anything. Hey, Chris, how you going? Yeah, I am stitching again. I'm just going to move all my scissors and everything across to all the little cubby holes so I don't flick them everywhere. I am at the diamond painting desk today because this had the best light for today and whatnot. So, yeah. All right. So I'm going to go with those 2 colours for the purple one. And, yeah, get some stitches into this. Now, I just had my needle. What did I just bloody will do with that? I just lost it. Did I put it up here? No. Did it fall off? Get caught up in that. I would lose my head if it wasn't screwed on when it comes to stitching. There it is. Bloody hell. All right, do I have? Yes, I do. Let me just get a needle minder out. This is from a good friend of mine. Sent me this. So these little things here have magnets on them. They're great for not losing your needles like I just did then. And so I'm just going to sit it off to the side. So it's got a magnet on each side and it will just sit on my little thing here. And then I can do this. Needles on there and I won't lose it. So yeah. Hey Susan, how you going? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So we're going to do a little bit of slow stitching Saturday today. Like, yeah. It's been a hot minute since I've been here. So yeah, I'll get a little bit, flustered, no doubt. And try and remember what I'm doing and all the things. So yeah. So for my crafting peeps that have been wondering where the heck I've been, I've had a lot going on with my family and all the things. I've got a kid buying their first house. My husband and I have, we separated for quite some time. We have got back together in May. Well, we weren't really, it wasn't a separation as such. It was, but it wasn't. It's going to be one of those days for threading. So we just took a pause on our relationship for a bit just to heal from all the things that had gone on in our family. And, yeah, we feel like we're in a good place now. And we have – Nicole can't thread a needle today. So I'm going to do – it's not my normal needle threader. That's the problem. I remembered that I gave my needle threader to my bestie at stitching last time I was there, and I haven't replaced it. So I will do that today. So when all else fails, we'll just double it up, right? And I should be able to get around that circle with the thread that I've got here. I'm very uncoordinated today. Yeah, it's good to be back, Susan. How are you? How's life treating you? So anyway, that's all happened since May. So I have been concentrating on getting my family all, back together and on track and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. And so a lot of my crafting stuff has been put by the wayside, but I was, talking last night, and I have been looking, like I have been going out into my craft room and just going, oh, I should do this, I should do that. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get up today and I'm just going to do a live stream. That'll get me back into the swing of things. I do have a new project. I know. Hold on to your pearls, people. I have a new project to do for my birthday in August. My husband, Brendan, or Red, as I often call him, got me a little bookshelf for like a miniature. It's a miniature library, but you put it in your bookshelf, like between your books, and it has little lights in it and all that sort of stuff. It's super cute, like super cute. So I'm going to create that with you guys. So I'm just going to slowly do that because it is like got lots and lots of components. I have filmed the unboxing of it, and as we go through it, it's really well done, like really well done. So I'm going to film that as I'm doing it. I was planning on doing it every day this month, but that just hasn't helped. I haven't been able to do that because I've been busy. So I'm going to do a couple of episodes of that. Well, shouldn't take me too long. Probably take me, because I don't, as you know, I work, and I do other stuff, so I can't just spend all of my time doing that one project. So I sort of flit around a little bit, and so exciting stuff. You'll get to see that all come together. And so I'm just going to slowly but surely do it on the channel. I've got a little spot for it set up already. I'm just going to film that. I'm not going to live stream that because they're little fiddly pits and you have to really concentrate. So I'll probably just do a voiceover for that one. Let me just open up my drink a little bit better. Yeah, so I woke up this morning and went, you know what? I could do a live stream. I got time to do that this morning before I do my filming. So I thought I'd spend a little bit of time with you today, get these last little ones down. I won't be here for hours and hours. It'll just be a quick, when I say quick, I'll probably be here for about an hour. We've already been here 20 minutes. So I'd like to get these larger circles, like that one stitched down. I'd like to get these larger circles down today. So hopefully we can do that. So yeah. I'm still getting used to where the camera is. And, so sometimes I can't do live streams on a Saturday because I've got other commitments. And, so I can't always do that. But let me know if you are crafting, what you're crafting on. If you're reading, let me know what you're reading because I'm always interested in that. Right now, this is the bit I hate when there's lots of pins and you've got to bunch it up in your hand. It's bound to get you every time. So, yeah, I took a break from the craft channel because I was concentrating on family and all the things, and I'm glad that I did because now I feel like I can get back into it again. That was difficult. Let me go through to the back and finish that off. So you can see there that it just does like a running stitch from behind. So as I said, I'm going to turn this into a wall hanging. And I think that will be a good idea. So let me just weave that through there, and we can set that off. So that's the first one done. All right. I love this diamond painting table. I really should get another one for outside in the in the craft room, because it's so good for like just leaning up against, like you're not hovering, you're actually sitting with correct posture, which is great. All right, so I might just leave that little one and get these bigger ones down first. All right, let me just have a look what we got. We need orange. We have a bit more of an orange, maybe that one. I think that one there. And that's all I'm really doing, is just sort of matching the colours to what I'm doing, and then to the best I can, so they sort of blend in and whatnot. So like I've still got everything set up out in the sewing room and whatnot, so it's easy enough for me to just get in there and get stuff done, but I just haven't felt like it. As I said, been concentrating on family and all that sort of stuff, and to be honest, I was feeling a little bit burnt out. So and you know, I was quite surprised today, not today, sorry, rather the other day, when I went into the back of house or something. I think I got a message or something along those lines. And I went into the back of house, and I'm like, oh my God, I had just crossed over that day to 40,000 subscribers. And I'm just like, oh my God. So thank you to all those that have been subscribing while I've been away, and, you know, and still here and subscribed and all that sort of stuff, you know, because like I did sort of just go missing. And thank you to those that have reached out to me, because I really do appreciate that you're thinking of me and whatnot. But yeah, so I have done nothing on my whips in 5 months. So yeah, so I pretty much stopped filming at the end of April. And I did a couple of live streams in May, I can't remember now, but I pretty much was feeling burnt out, not sure what I wanted to do. It had nothing to do with like the book channel or anything like that. I was just feeling burnt out from crafting and stuff like that. So I decided that it was just easier to step away, and then that way I could focus on the family and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm really glad that I did it, because I feel like I'm ready to just slowly but surely get back into my crafting. To be fair, I probably won't get right into it until next year when I get back from the UK. I do have some things that I'm going to be doing in the UK that I will share with you as well, because I'm going for the first mother-daughter trip with Savannah to England, and we're going to Paris as well for a few days while we're there. So lots of fun and shenanigans, and yeah, and I've still been doing all of the book stuff as well, just running readathons and all that sort of thing. That's been exciting. So yeah, and I know that a lot of my bookish friends are here today as well, so thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support. So next year, I'm planning, like I'm still working on my diamond painting, because I've done nothing on that either. Although actually I probably have done a little bit since the last time I was on with that. I have now rotated it, so I'm now working up one of the sides and working sideways, because it's so big it doesn't even fit on this table, which is quite a large table. Got myself. So I've still got that going, so I'm going to hopefully get that finished. I will have a update for you for that in the next week or so. I do know that I won't be putting out daily videos because I just don't have time at this stage of the game. So I'm just going to be slowly but surely getting back into things and whatnot. As far as tutorials go, I don't know what I'm going to do at this stage, because that was what was burning me out. So I'm thinking that I might just do, you know, a video a week, maybe depending on what I'm feeling and what I've filmed will be what goes up. But as I said, I do have that new project. I think it's super cute, and I wanted to sort of do it with you guys. Yeah, so all right, that one's on. So it goes quick. Once you get into the swing of things, it actually goes really quick. So yeah, which is a pain because you're always threading your needle. But anyway, I haven't done any cross stitch in the last couple of months. I actually haven't picked up any craft at all. Well, I tell a fib. I have made some project bags for people. So I've been doing that sort of stuff. I have made a quilt for a friend, and I have been quilting, but I haven't been doing like personal crafts. Like I've been doing stuff for other people, just not for myself. Does that make sense? Because, you know, it is also my job as well. So there's that. But yeah, I haven't really done anything else. Now, I had a piece of purple thread here somewhere and I've lost it already. I might place, I'll tell you. Just chuck that over there. All right, so we have a light. So we have a pink now. Let me just see where my pinks are. I think I'm going to go with this one. Yeah. Yeah, that one looks good. I do have to clean this schmozzle up that I call a whip box because it is messy. Let me just get that back on there so I don't lose that one. This floss is great. I love this floss, the CXC. It's a little bit thicker to work with, and it's great. Like, it's got a great range of colors like DMC, and it's great to work with for this sort of thing. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's working really well. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to go with the craft channel, but I am super excited that I've got 40,000 subscribers because that blew me away, like absolutely blew me away. Yeah, so I feel like I should be here a bit more than, you know, just once or twice a year. But I'm sure, like any crafter that does a lot of crafts, you can understand that sometimes you just don't feel like doing anything, right? So yeah, so that's sort of where I got to. And I'm hoping that by doing a couple of videos and whatnot, I will get back into the swing of things and it'll be a little bit more frequent. Let me just get rid of that over there before I throw it, and that as well. I don't really need the pad at the moment. I usually only need the pads on my fingers, which are these little Appleyard Cottage finger savers. I usually only use these when I'm doing EPP and or doing hand stitching like this, but I don't really need them if I've only just started. It's more when I get a little bit further on, like if I've been doing it for hours on end. So the last time we came and met for this one, I was talking about whether I was going to do it as a cushion. I was conflicted because I am redoing my room when I get back from the UK, and I think this will look really good in my room, but I don't know if I want it as a cushion because people, you know, inevitably come and sit in my room or whatever the case may be and will lean on it, and I just feel like it'll end up getting dirty and grotty and all that sort of stuff. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to find a nice wooden, you know, cottage style, even rustic style frame for it and frame it. I think that's probably the best way to go. And then it's up on the wall and no one can touch it. And if I sort of put it in my, like frame it myself and all that sort of stuff, I can do it in a way that if later on down the track I don't want it as a picture anymore, then I can, like as a wall hanging, I can just pull it off and turn it into a cushion if I want to. So it won't be professionally done. I'll do it myself, and I'll probably just add an extra bit of fabric around it, and then string it on the back of the frame as if we're doing a cross stitch, and frame it the same way. So I'll have be able to pull it out, and it's not going to be glued down or anything like that. So be able to pull it out at a later date and sort that out. So yeah, that's sort of the plan with it. I think that's a good idea on that. So let me know in the comments what you're working on today, whether you're reading or whether you are stitching away or crocheting or anything like that, because I always like to know. I'm a sticky beak still. I still sticky beak. I actually haven't been on the crafting platform for quite some time. Because, sometimes you need a break from visuals as well. So I do apologize to all my people that I'm subscribed to and I haven't been watching you. I do apologize for that, but you know how it is, right? All right, I'll be glad to get rid of these pins eventually because, oh my God, the amount of times I've stuck myself. I did do a little bit. I go to stitching once a month, so I haven't gone for the last couple of months because I haven't had a reliable car to go. So I've got a car that I can drive around town, but it's got we're slowly working through it. It's got an electrical fault somewhere, and every now and again it will throw a code. And so it makes it a little bit hard to drive anywhere, and it concerns me. I worry that I'll break down somewhere where I can't pull over and it'll be dangerous, and all the doom and gloom stuff that goes through your mind. I don't want that to happen to me, so I don't want that nervousness, so I haven't gone. So I said to Jenny last night when we met up for our stitching for Friday night that I probably won't be back until next year, I won't be back until March, because I leave for the UK in January and I'm not back until almost the end of February. So I won't be back to stitching until March. So I'll just have to I might be able to go for December if they've got a meeting in December, and just let them know that I won't be back. I'll see if I can't borrow Neralee's car or something like that, or Savannah's car. Savannah might be here, so I might be able to borrow her car, because we've had my WRX went off the road because it needs a clutch. It's an old girl. She's 26 years old. She's old. She needs some TLC. And, I pulled that off the road to get fixed, and we just haven't had time to fix it because we've been super busy. And, and then I had a little courier that I was driving, which is not great for long distance. It's just a local car, right? So I had that, and that has now been sold, and I'm driving an XR5, which is my husband's little toy, but that's the one that's got the electrical fault. Then Savannah's car broke down. Neralee's car broke down. Everybody's car broke down. It just kept breaking. And I had to keep going back to the courier, but we've got rid of that now. So I won't be going back to that unless I go and take it from someone else's driveway. But we are slowly working through it. It had a few things wrong with it. This car had been parked up, so the one that I'm driving. So we're slowly working through it when Brendan's got time, and it's all a time factor. He's busy with work and stuff, so it makes it super hard. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted that burnt one. It's not right. Yeah, I think I might just go with that one. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to go with. I'm in the diamond painting room, so if it sounds a bit echoey, that's because I'm in the diamond painting room. Amberly is reading Nicked by M.T. Anderson on my archived arcs, but I might switch books. I'd like to start a project also if I can make up my mind. That's the problem, right? We have so many projects. So, I feel your pain there, deciding. I didn't know what I was going to do this morning. I'm like, oh, it's Saturday where I am. Let's do a slow stitching Saturday. So that's why I'm here. All right. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Like, oh, no, I lost me needle again. Hang on a minute. I'll just go and get some. Oh, dearie me. It's going to be a hot day here today. I think it's going to be around 34 degrees, and we're expecting thunderstorms again here. We lost a lot of cars last week in the thunderstorms. And because, as you know, my partner is a car guy, and yeah, we lost a lot last week. Not as bad as we first originally thought, so that's a highlight from that. But yeah, still lost a lot of stuff, so which is a little bit disheartening. But yeah, dust yourself off, pick yourself up, move on, right? See, once you get into it, it doesn't take long to get these all stitched down. It's just a bit of hazardous because of all the other pins. So if we stick around for a little while, I should get all these last little bits done. And then the next time we come back, because I won't be doing the little bits and pieces until after I've done all of the fancy stitches and all the rest of it. That'll be the last thing I do, which is that line of stitching that goes across. So yeah, I want to try and get some of this done. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to work on it every week, but this one has been out for a while. It's been sitting there, and I've been looking at it, and I'm thinking, oh, I really should do some stuff on that. But as I said, burnout is real. There's not much you can do about it when it hits. Like crafting mojo, when it goes hard. But when it leaves you, oh, it's hard to get back sometimes. So slowly. As I said, I'm not too sure about if I'm going to be doing tutorials, but, you know, never say never. You just never know. When the mood strikes me, you might get a tutorial on that. So, but I know that a lot of you have always been interested in seeing some of these projects finished. I'm still working on the really big one, but I want to get this one done and dusted. And then I'll start working on the other one. The other one is a massive wall hanging, but I'm thinking that I'm actually going to turn that into a quilt for the library, because I'm really the only person that goes into the library. And it is the 4 seasons. It's called Round the Garden, but it's the 4 seasons of Around Your Garden. So, yeah, so I'm hoping that one, I underestimated the size of that one. My lovely friend Gail bought it for me when Savannah went to university as a project to do while she was at university. And I started it, and it is mammoth. Like, it's got half a tree on it like this one. It's by the same designer. It's absolutely mammoth. It is a stonker of a project, and I underestimated how big it actually was. So so I need to sort of look at doing that and being a bit more realistic about how long it's actually going to take me to do it. So yeah, because yeah, I was saying, oh yeah, I'll do this in a month. Yeah, that was a lie. That was me deluding myself hardcore. So anyway, I just have to be a little bit more realistic with that one. Yeah. And so I figured, well, you know what, I'll finish this one, and then I can worry about that one at a later date. And that sort of took the pressure off a little bit, so that was good. All right, onto the light purple now. No, that's too pink. I don't know what I was thinking there. All right, you know, it doesn't help that the light's not real good here today. I was going to say, if anybody can see the end, please direct me to where it is, because that was not happening. Probably didn't need it that long, but anyway, that'll be good enough. So, as I was saying, the other one, it's huge. Like, it's absolutely huge. It's going to take me ages to do. And as I said, I deluded myself and said, oh, yeah, I can get this done. You know. I do have, however, I am starting to now put, so it's a big circle, and it's got, it's broken up into quarters. I have done the quarters on it. So the circle is broken up into the 4 quarters, so the 4 seasons. And I have done the tree section. I've got all the, I believe I've got all the leaves on there now. It's been a while since I looked at it. Yeah, I've got all the leaves on it, on the tree. And I think I started putting the birds down. I'll have to look at it, and next time I come on, I'll give you a good update of it. I may even take a little bit of footage of it, and then I can share that with you in the stream. Because I might do, 1 or 2 of these a month or something. We'll see how we go. I'm not going to promise anything. So the best way to keep up to date is actually to subscribe to the channel and to all notifications, and then that way you'll get notified when I put something up. That's the best way to keep up to date, because my life is pretty hectic and it changes on the regular. So I'm not going to promise anything here today at all. And so I know that I'm pretty close to finishing. Like, I'm up to the point of doing the fancy work on the tree and stuff like that. And I have drawn out the circle, and so in that first quarter, I've started doing the running stitch, and I've started cutting out the houses that go around. So there's houses and trees and lighthouses and all that sort of stuff, birds and all that go around the outside of that project to create the circle. So, and then there's a 2-inch strip all the way around that has a ton of this little stuff that like on this one. So I do not know what delusional land I was in, but I thought I was going to do it in a year. If that's all I worked on, probably, but I've got the attention span of a gnat when it comes to my crafting. So, yeah. And there's my tattoo for anyone that hasn't seen it over here. I got this tattoo back in June. I think I did put a video up for it, but it's all healed now. You've seen it when it was a bit manky and all that sort of stuff, but it is healed. That is my so yeah. Am I going to get other tattoos? I have a couple of others picked out, but I don't know if I'll get them or not. We'll have to wait and see. Again, never say never, right? I do have another series that will be starting up on the channel. I'm just waiting for my husband to edit his video, because it's a joint effort that we're doing. It's something that we're doing together, but it's also when we've got time to do it. And it is a camper van series that we're doing together. So hopefully he will edit that video soon, and then I'll be able to put the video up. And I can share that experience with you. So we are going to be renovating a camper van. We were hoping to have a lot of it done already, but just with all the cars breaking down and saving for the UK for me and whatnot has made it a little bit tricky. So it'll be a series that will come onto the channel. And then we'll probably do some videos of us traveling around and all that sort of stuff. And of course, there'll be crafty content in that and whatnot as well. So yeah, it's I'm actually really looking forward to it, because what happened was we got back, we went down to the Gold Coast and had a weekend down the Gold Coast, and it cost a bomb. Like, it cost for the weekend. We were gone for the Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday. So we stayed 2 nights on the Gold Coast, 2 nights, 3 days on the Gold Coast, and in Surfers Paradise. So we could have probably got a cheaper place, but we stayed in Surfers Paradise because that's where, it was just easier to do that. So we could go for a walk along the beach and do all that sort of stuff. And so we were on Cavill Ave at the Hilton, was it, that we stayed at, I think? And it cost a bomb. Like, it was over $1,000 for the weekend by the time you included food, accommodation, travel to and from there, tolls, all that sort of stuff. It was over $1,000. So we sort of sat down and thought about it and thought, you know what, we've got this camper van that Unfortunately, a gentleman was traveling around Australia and he got to Kingaroy and he was extremely ill, and his family rang Brendan to see if he could, if he wanted to buy it, because the gentleman was not going to come out of hospital, basically. He was really ill, and given how he was living, I'm not surprised. So anyway, we ended up buying it off them, and we went and picked it up, and we parked it out the front of my house here in Kingaroy, and it's been there for, I want to say, close to 2 years now. And so maybe a bit less, maybe 18 months or something. So we sort of got to talking, and like we want to do stuff and like on weekends and get away from work and stuff. And especially for Brendan, because he's always working and works long hours and whatnot. And we were sort of talking, and then we're like, well, why don't we wanted to go and travel and whatnot. Why don't we, like, Brendan doesn't like flying to other countries or flying anywhere. He'd rather drive places, and that's fine. So I can drive this camper van and whatnot. And it's an Iveco, I think is what it's called, van. So if you know your vans, you'll know what it looks like. And and it's a really good blank canvas. And we were talking about it, and we said, well, why don't we, we'll go and have a look at this cafe, see how much work it needs to get done and all that sort of stuff. And we'll go from there. And I'm like, I really like that idea. So instead of going away for weekends once a month like we were planning on doing, just so Brennan could shut down and all that sort of stuff from work, we decided that we were going to stay home and we were going to do the van, but then everybody's cars bloody started breaking down. So we haven't, and this was only like, I think in August we decided to do this, maybe July, end of July. It was around that mark. And so basically from then until now, everybody's car's been breaking down. So, and Brendan's been super busy with work, so he can only do it when he's got the time to fix the cars and all the rest of it. So so we haven't done anything. We filmed us cleaning it out, and Brendan done a little bit of chit chat about the technical side of things. I did not go into that. So that's why I'm waiting for him to do his videos so I can send you over to his channel, and you'll hear some of the same stuff, but there'll be some technical stuff on what we're going to do. We also went to a caravan and camping show over in Toowoomba, which got rained out. But the ideas that we had in that first initial video that we filmed have somewhat changed a little bit. So there'll be a little bit, we'll put that up, and then there'll be an update video for that. But again, it comes down to time, because the simple fact is that, as I said, all the cars keep breaking down. And we think we've got to the end of it now, though. Like we do feel like we've got to the end of the carnage that has been our cars. Which I'm pretty happy about, to be honest, because I swear if I swear that, like, Brendan's lip, every time the car breaks down, a car breaks down, his bottom lip drops, and I swear he was going to trip over it soon. So you've got Savannah, her car broke down, so her car's up here. She's got Neralee's car, and Neralee is driving, what is Neralee driving? Oh, Neralee is now driving Savannah's car. So we fixed it, and so Neralee is driving Savannah's car to make sure that it's right before it goes back to Savannah, because Savannah is the furthest away from us. So it takes longer to go and rescue her if she breaks down. Whereas with Neralee, if she breaks down up here with her car, she's a lot closer, so we can go and help her a lot quicker. So Neralee is currently test driving Savannah's car to make sure it's right before it goes back to her. And then they'll go and swap cars over again. So, and a little bit update, because I know that some of you that are watching have been wondering about what's been going on with the family. I know some of my bookish friends already know this. My kids are doing well. Mia has just turned 10, big 10. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go down to celebrate her birthday with her, because the simple fact is I didn't have a reliable car. But she had a pool party for her birthday, apparently, by all the stuff that's come in about it. She had an absolute fabulous time. She's doing really well at school. She's got an excellent teacher. She's got a new teacher that understands her a bit better and is helping her. She's doing really well. Savannah is doing great with university, apart from her car breaking down and stuff. Not once, but twice. And so basically she's doing really well. She's just finishing up for the year. I think she's got another assessment that's got to go in this week. And then on the 15th, she's got her final exam for the year. She did placement this year, went really well. We're getting ready to go to the UK together, which is our first mother-daughter trip, and we're excited about it. Nerily didn't want to come, so that's why Nerilee's not coming, and Brendan had no interest either. So that was fine. So Savannah and I, like, no worries, we'll just go ourselves. So we decided that we were going by ourselves. And Nerilee has, so what's happened since then? Nerilee quit her job at Hungry Jack's earlier on in the year and went to work at Swiggers, which is the abattoir here. And basically she lasted all of a couple of weeks because she had also applied out at the power station here in our area, and within a couple of weeks she got the job, and she basically left the abattoir, which I didn't think was a sort of job for her anyway, but she left the abattoir, went over to the power station, and she is a cleaner at the power station, but they have what they call outages. And so right now she's in the canteen, much to her disgruntlement, because she's not a fan of food service after being in it for so long. And but she's doing really well, and they get paid overtime for being there because they're servicing the people that come and work at the power plant to fix things and stuff, and they do that for about 3 months. That finishes up next week. But in all that time, she's been working there. She has been there for 7 months now. When she'd been working there for 4 months, she came to Brendan and said, I want to buy a house. I don't want to rent anymore. I want to buy a house. And we're like, yeah, cool, no worries, not a problem. We had university money there for her, to help her with a deposit. She'd been saving as well, because she's been saving since she started working. So she had a fair chunk of deposit as well. And it's also her first homes buyer grant as well. So, and she's been doing overtime and saving all of her money, like living on the bare minimum, not going out, doing all that sort of stuff for the last few months. So subsequently, she ended up with I think she ended up with 70,000 all up, with what we gave her for her uni, what she had already saved. And then the first home buy, 60,000, not 70, 60. But by the time all of the things go through, she'll be closer to 70 with what she's been saving, because she's on really good money at the mines. So that's been really good for her. And so she's been doing all of that, and she has signed all the contracts. As of last week, all the contracts have been signed, apparently. I don't have anything to do with it. She just gives me updates, which I'm happy for. So it's very exciting for her. She's buying her first house. I'm super excited for her. But she has worked really hard and saved all of her money. Hasn't gone out, hasn't partied, hasn't done any of that. Just every cent that she's got, she's just been putting into the bank, because she was determined to get a house. At first, she wanted to get acreage, and we looked at a few acreage. She applied for acreage and put a contract in on it, but it didn't value up, so the contract fell over, because the bank they're not going to give you money for a property that's not worth the amount they're asking. So that one fell over, and in a 24-hour period, there was another one that she was going for. In a 24-hour period, another person came in as a cash buyer and just signed a contract on another house that she was looking at, which would have been perfect because it was just around the corner from her work, about 10 k's from her work. But yeah, she is buying in Nanango, and we decided to go with a new build with her, because realistically, she's working long hours, and she doesn't really have time to maintain a property. As we said to her, it's not something that, it's not your forever home, it's just your first one. And you'll be able to buy something later on, use it as leverage and buy something later on down the track. That's more what you want. So we've just got her in to that. So, I mean, we did nothing really. She's done it all herself because there's nothing we can do because of privacy laws and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, she's going into her first house. So we're really proud of her and what she's achieved and all that sort of stuff. And Savannah is also saving for her first home and all that sort of stuff, but it's going to take her a little bit longer because of uni and whatnot. But yeah, I'm super proud of Narrowly though. She decided she wanted something and she just went for it. So yeah, but that is Narrowly in a nutshell. So yeah, and Brendan couldn't be prouder. Like he'll tell everybody, and I'm just telling the world that. So yeah. So both of them doing really well. Brendan's doing really well with work. As I said, our relationship is back on track as well. And I would probably go as far as to say stronger than ever. That it's very different because we're emptiness and all that sort of stuff and whatnot. So we're still living in separate dwellings because he still hasn't got that thing sorted out with the council, with the easement and the neighbour who refuses to put a driveway in, who has got permission to put a driveway in. The next step for that will be we'll have to go to court for it. So he's still staying over at the workshop and all that sort of stuff. But I see him most evenings. I go over and see him, or he comes here. And it's good because we actually make an effort to see each other, which we were talking about the other day it's good because we make an effort and we know that we want to spend time with one another. It's not just, come home from work, sit on the couch, not really talk to one another and all that sort of stuff. Not that it was like that before, but do you know what I mean? Like getting sort of stuck in the humdrum, so to speak. So that is all going well, and we're pretty happy about all of that. All right, let me just have a look. What have I got floating around in the way of I had a green thread. Where is it? There it is. I don't know if that'll work. Do I have a darker green? I think I do, actually. Oh, no, there it is. That green will work better. Yeah, that one will work better, right? So let me pull that one out. I need pink again. So that's that. So I'll pull that out, and I need yellow. And there's the yellow. So there. Do the two yellow ones. And, so everything on that front is going really well. And as I said, we're doing that project together as a collaboration. There'll probably be more videos on my channel than there will be on Brendan's, because Brendan doesn't really do a lot of stuff at the moment on YouTube because he just doesn't have time. But I am looking forward to getting it done and being able to go and travel. We were talking about, we're going to go and find places where we can go kayaking and stuff, do a little bit of exercise and fitness stuff, and, possibly go places because I like to hike as well. So hopefully we can go and do some hiking and all that sort of stuff. But there's a lot of places that we want to see in Queensland. So we'll probably do a lot of stuff around Queensland. Not that, I don't know that we'll be filming everything, and a lot of it will be around, depending on how far we drive. So we'll probably, take a Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and once a month or once every 6 weeks or something like that. So it'll just all depend on how busy we are at the time and whatnot. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun, and, going to kayaking and just having the camper van and all that sort of stuff, and not having to worry about accommodation and all that sort of stuff, because there's lots of free accommodation, like stay places that you can stay in Queensland as well, like outside Nanango. Oh my God. And Rurulan, it's like a little mini caravan park, but it's just people that pull up in the evenings to rest up before moving on. Some will stay a couple of days there or whatever. But yeah, it's and they're mostly people that are self-sufficient. So they've got like solar and all that sort of stuff, because there's no power as far as I'm aware, there's no power there. To do that, you have to stay at the showgrounds, which are big caravan parks here in the South Burnett, both Kingaroy and Anango. And also Gameri has a showground one as well. And I'm not too sure about Wandai because I don't often see. Oh, actually, I think it's up further in the showgrounds. It's more up near the horse area where caravans can stay. Because I remember going there a couple of months back with Brendan in the truck to pick up a car that we had to take over to. There's that purple I was looking for. So yeah, so like there's a lot of free places that you can stay on that, which is really good. All right, let me just finish that one off. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Just got lots of little things happening in the background and all the things, but the main focus has just been the family for me, and I have been reading a lot too, like not as much as I read last year, but I have been reading quite a bit and doing quite a bit over on the BookTube community. I just love that community. It's absolutely fantastic. They've, helped me through a lot of stuff in the last couple of years. It's really helped me when I felt like I've lost my way and stuff like that. So it's been good in that aspect. So, yeah. And as I said, we've got a massive event happening over there at the moment. So if you're a crafter and you're a reader, come on over to Dusty Book Snippers and check out what we're doing. We're actually sprinting. So for those that don't know what sprinting is, it's where we talk for a bit, or in my case and Coda's case, a lot. And then we go silent for a while and we read. I've done that as craft sprints here on a Thursday before. So there's all of that happening at the moment. So a lot of peeps are over there supporting all the booktubers. But as I said, I felt like doing a little bit of stitching this morning. And and that's why we're here. And I've got 2 more to do, and then we've just hit the hour mark. So we'll probably so all I'm doing on this right now is a whip stitch. For those that don't know what stitches I'm doing, it's just a whip stitch, which ends up looking like a running stitch on the back, and it's just to anchor down those circles. And it's very quick and easy to do, as you've seen. Like, it doesn't take long. What takes a long time is all the fancy work that we've got. That's got to go on here. So, yeah. And I might just leave this here today. I might leave this out, and then I can come back to it and get this little peacock done. And then next time we come in, we can look at doing some of the fancy work. So if you haven't done fancy work before, you can see how antiquated I am at it, because I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, I'm sure I had a darker one. It's probably too dark. Oh, here we go. Maybe that one's a bit better. No, I'm going to go with that one. Sorry, I'm just being indecisive with that green. You know how it is. So yeah, anyway. So all I've got to do, I think that's all I have to stitch down, because all the birds are stitched down. Everything at the top of the tree is stitched down. It's just then fancy work. So, I'll get into that. And when I say fancy work, it's not real, like, hectic in any way. So we've got, like, some long and short stitch. We'll have some French knots, or colonial knots, I think they are. Some fly stitch. I think that's about it, really. Maybe some satin. No, there's no satin stitch as far as I know. I'll bring the thing out in just a second. I'll get these things stitched down first, and then we'll go from there. We'll have a look what stitches they are. From memory, there's not a great deal of stitching that has to be done in the way of styles of stitching. It's very basic, quick and easy. The fly stitches probably take the longest, to be honest. French knots are pretty quick. I will have to get out my little frame, and I'll probably have to set myself up in a different location than this one, because this table is actually on an angle, but I thought it'd be good for today because, one, it makes me keep my posture, which is really important, and so my back doesn't get sore. And yeah, so for stuff where you're just doing quick stitching, it's probably the best thing to do. I haven't done any cross stitch at all in the last couple of months, but I still have the last project that I worked on, which was the Santas. I still have that set up. And the weather has warmed up, because winter always trips me up in this house. It's super cold. And for those that don't know, my sewing room is my front veranda on my house. So it's not, we did put insulation in it, but it does get super cold out there in winter. And I prefer to do a lot of my crafting in the morning. So to go out there, I have to put the heater on, and it takes forever to heat up in winter. So it just slows me down with my crafting, because my house is built for summer, not winter, because I get hotter here than I do cold, even though we do get below zero here. But I can, it's easier for me to curl up under a blanket or whatever than it is to cool down. So, yeah, so it sort of makes it hard if you don't like the cold and it's freezing where you've got to stitch. My little fingers get frozen and all that sort of stuff. So everything is still set up from the last vlog that I did. So, yeah, I've still got the Santa sitting out there. So I'll probably do some stitching on that when I feel ready. I'll just start on that. I might be leading up to Christmas. I might do something. I don't know yet. I haven't really planned any Christmas content at this point, because I wasn't planning on doing any content at all, to be honest. All right, well, I don't need that there because that's already stitched down. And now I just need the pink, and that will be all of this stitched down today, which is absolutely fantastic. Look at us go. All right, now I know I put this on there, so let me take it off. Oh, dear me. I'm so glad that I've still got a lot of little bits and pieces to stitch down. But as I said, I'm going to get all the fancy work done, because that bit that goes across the bottom, this bit here, okay, you can see, we'll bring it up a little bit closer. See all of that? That is all little bits of felt and embroidery. So we've got all these little circles, all little bits of felt that have to be stitched down. And as you can see, it goes all the way across. And then I've got all the stitching that I've got to do. And then there's some French knots are also included in there. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, all those tiny little red dots, they're all little French knots. So there is still a lot of work to do for this. So that's why I thought I'll get all the bigger stuff done, and then I can just basically have that in a hoop and just go for it then and just get it done, because I'll get all the little bits of felt down, that which won't be in the hoop, but then I'll have to put it into the hoop because it'll be a lot of French knots. There'll be a lot of running stitch and all that sort of stuff. So I may end up actually putting it in a frame, to be honest. I might go and get make a Q-snap for this and just put it into a Q-snap, and then bring my floor frame and have it on my floor frame and just do it that way, because there is a lot, and to do all that in hand, I can feel my hands cramping up just thinking about it. So yeah. And the good thing about this too, like wool felt applique, is when you're stitching it down, like, yeah, you can see that where the stitches are and all the rest of it, but for the most part, it blends in. So you don't have stitches showing. You just know that it's stitched down. And I pulled those, because these are flowers, I did pull those outside ones a little bit tighter just to distinguish, to make them look a little less flat, a little bit more handmade, because I like the handmade look. I'm not going for perfection on this one because it's so whimsical. I just don't want to go for it being absolutely perfect. So that's why you can see where I've done the stitching. But for the most part, the thread does blend in with the felt. It sort of disappears because you're just grabbing the edge of it to stitch it all down. So, yeah, probably should have said that way back in the beginning of the video, right? So, yeah. All right. This is our last little one. I'm definitely not going to do the peacock today. Sorry, moving it around a bit, but as you can see, it's a circle, so it makes it a little bit hard and a little bit tricky to start being a contortionist to get around that circle. But I'm actually glad that I did this today. I've got a bit more filming to do. I'm probably going to film. I will be filming my project, moving on in the next stages. So I've got the unboxing of it, the little bookshelf thing. So I will share that with you as soon as I've edited it. And yeah, I've also got a lot of book stuff that I've got to do as well today. Yeah, there's quite a number of things that I've got to get done today. My partner's like, oh, I'm coming over to Kingaroy. I'm like, yeah, can you not come and visit me? As much as I want you to come and visit me today and hang out with me, I'd really like to get this filming done. I've got so much to do, and you are a distraction. As much as I like you being a distraction, I need you not to come here. All right, now let me just get this back on because that just came off. Them all back together, and then put a pin in that to hold it because I just pulled that off. There we go. That'll hold it there, and that's going to hold that there. All right, so we've got left to do. Sorry, that's all off camera because I was just pinning stuff down. But all I've got left to do as far as big stuff goes is to stitch this down. So I'll do that another day. But we've got all of these flowers done today. They're all stitched down. So that's like this was already stitched down, the green part, but they're all stitched down. Now all I have to do is all the fancy work on them, on that. So yeah, I'm really happy now that that is all stitched down. As I said, I do have the peacocks left to do. I'm just having a look. There's definitely no pins up the top, so that's all pinned, all stitched down. The tree's all stitched down. As I said, still got the peacock to do, and then it's just the fancy work. So the peacock doesn't have much fancy work on it. It just has a little bit of running stitch to do. But you can see all of these flowers have fancy work on them. It's a lot of long stitch and French knots. And same for the birds. It's just some French knots and everything. So once I get into the swing of it, what's going to take the longest is actually the leaves because that is fly stitch. So let's have a look at the different stitches that we've got to work with. So, so for the peacock, let me just move that over. So for the small garden, we've just got long and short stitch. For the peacock, we've got some back stitch to create like its belly and around its wings. We've got that. So that's the same as what we've done on the tree. So you'll get to see that. So that goes up and around, but the little pieces are just whip stitched on, and then each one has a little French knot on it. And then the flowers, we've got some zigzag stitch, some short stitch. We've got fly stitch. We've got a cross stitch. And this is the size guide. And then we've got knots. For the small flowers, it's all whip. And then we've got some fly stitch with no tail. So that's what your zigzag is. And they're close together so they make it look like a zigzag, but it's just that's what we've got there. And that's for the lower garden. So that's for what I just did then. And this is for on the tree. And then on the birds, so we've got fly stitch on all the leaves. And then the birds, we've just got whip stitch, some French knots, some crosses on the circles to hold them on, and some running, like back stitch. Not running stitch, sorry. So, yeah, so that's all we've really got in the way of stitches and everything. So nice and easy, nothing too strenuous, most of which I can do in hand. So that's makes it easy as well. But the French knots I will definitely have to do in the hoop because you need that tension on it. So yeah. All right, so that is it for me today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I really do appreciate it. As I said, I have been MIA for a while, but I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things in the next couple of months. Definitely by next, there will be stuff coming out in the next couple of months, but next year I definitely want to be back to it. I have a couple of projects that I'll be doing that I'll be sharing with you. One of them is a massive Heaven and Earth Designs diamond painting. Don't know which one I'm going to go with yet, but I have all the drills and everything for it. I think I'm going to go with Secret Door because that one I'm really excited about. And, of course, I'm going to be working on Red Dragon. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on Red Dragon next year to try and get that finished because Savannah turned 21 this year and it was supposed to be done for her 21st and it is nowhere near done. So, yeah, anyway. To be fair, she's working on a painting for me. So I said to her, it doesn't matter. You work on your painting. I'll work on the diamond, but on the cross stitch. And when they're finished, we'll give them to each other. But no, they were for whatever particular birthday it was. But as I said, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification to all notifications and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comments what you were working on because I always love to know what everybody's working on. But that is it for me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.